On a ici la chance d'avoir le maire de la ville de Dakar.
We have the mayor of Dakar here with us as well, who is also a minister in Senegal. Sir, you have the floor. Thank you.
Well, listening to the other panelists, and as an African, as an elected representative at local level, this topic is very topical, very interesting. And certainly our partners are interested in this sector. And we must acknowledge the fact that Africa itself was not interested and could not take charge of itself. And that's a pity, because if there is one continent that is considered to be the future of the world, with all string of many assets, human resources, natural resources, the problem we face today is that it's now changing. We spent last 3 decades relying on aid, then was peer-to-peer to fight against poverty. We talked about erasing poverty. And nowadays, we are told we have assets, and things are done according to that starting point. And it is true that Africa as a continent has everything you can dream of: water, sun, oil, gas, anything that is needed to produce energy, and we have it. We still have 600 million African people who don't have access to energy. And this is a fact. And when I see the people in this room, there are more non-African partners than African partners. So I wonder what interest Africa takes in this topic. And then when you look at initiatives that are launched today, the African Union launched a program that was tabled in Copenhagen. And unfortunately, it suffered in its implementation because Africans did not commit and did not take responsibility, also due to promises that partners didn't hold true to. And again, you know, other people talk about our problems and about solutions, and I think this is a pity. Today, what is interesting is that we have representatives of African governments who could be quizzed about their ability to take charge of this topic. So this is the first reply. Secondly, I listened to the European Member of Parliament, and he mentioned 2 things. First of all, he talked about profitability of the sector. So it has to be timely, profitable, sustainable in rural areas. When governments are failing, people need support of others. So relevance, profitability, opportunity, these are the principles that you mentioned. But the first problem is that Africa must take charge, first of all, especially when you have so much potential, so many assets, so many opportunities. Don't let others to come and solve your problems. I think this is the real question. Why, how is Africa not committing to take charge of this problem? Whether it's Mr. Barrow, whether it's USAID, everyone has some initiative for African people. Now, as a local elected representative, when you deal with management of energy. You have transport, distribution, and this is a public matter. Governments are competent in this area. And I'm now making a link with your question. The living conditions must be such that you have access to energy. Any town, any city must have public lighting, public infrastructure must have access to energy. It's a prerequisite. Of course, you need good quality energy and it must be accessible. And these are the challenges. Now, when governments are following a territorial approach in public policy, territories must be committed in designing these policies, and they must be stakeholders in the production and distribution of energy. Thank you. Thank you very much.